Alright guys, before today's episode, just a quick reminder that tickets are still on sale for our next Some Laugh live show, which will be at the Pavilion Theatre on Sunday the 31st of March. Tickets are going fast, so please do get yours right now if you want to come and see us at the next live show.
Yes, you can also sign up to our Patreon.
Yes.
Which is Some Laugh, it's called. Patreon.com/Some
Following
Laugh.
off the same name as the podcast. There
Yes.
It's good that we got that domain, isn't it?
Thank God.
Over there, you
For
will
as
get
little as £3 a month.
for as little as £3 a month. You'll get extra bonus content. You'll get full episodes once every 2 weeks,
Yeah.
as it stands. Might change that, but that's how it is currently. Done a bunch
Change
of
it to
them
do
now.
more, not less, by the way.
Yeah, I might try and fucking rob you harder. And there's all the previous live shows we've done in Glasgow, Edinburgh, and London that were all a bunch of fun. So you can watch them as well over there, and get early dibs on future events.
Yes, absolutely.
And also sometimes we release episodes a wee bit early.
Yeah, we've been doing early access for a wee while. We got it 24 hours early. You get access to the episodes as much as is humanly possible, which basically has been very possible recently. Now that we've got
An editor.
we've got
Small team, but we work hard.
small
Don't we?
team, but we work hard.
For you
exactly.
guys.
So yeah, do sign up, guys, and you can of course also check out all our stand-up specials, which are now available on the Some Laugh YouTube channel. Myself, Stuart's, and Stevie's now are all up there for free. So do check them out if you haven't already. Aside from that, guys, enjoy today's episode.
Enjoy.
Welcome to the Some Laugh podcast.
It could be like, oh, that was Some Laugh, or there was just some laughs.
Well, no promising all laugh.
No,
it's
there's going to be some.
some laugh. Back in the day, before shackets, it was just you could get a shirt,
Jacket.
A big
Yeah.
shirt.
an over,
shirt.
and you'd wear it with a nice t-shirt like you're doing right now.
Yeah, we're all wearing the same outfit, really. If you just put a shirt
Yeah, if I
on,
put a shirt on.
Put a wee jacket on. I've
Yeah.
got a bit of sheepskin.
sheepskin, it's giving
under
John
here.
Motson.
That's lovely. That is
Love
very
it.
John Motson, aye.
I mean, that's a bit harsh.
That's quite
Lads.
good. That's good. That's the good thing about winter when you can just sort of, I bought a nice jacket yesterday, like a new one, and it's nice to just when you wrap up now, you don't mind the
Aye.
cold as much.
Aye.
You
I'm
know?
moving flat and I need to get rid of clothes, and I've given so many to the charity shop, and now I need to sell. I feel like I should sell them because it's like,
So effort,
makes money,
innit?
it's
So
what
effort.
an effort. And I know they're all just going to go to the charity shop as well.
Aye.
Up.
Can't be fucked with vintage. People haggling with me.
Have you ever just put them in those sort of recycling bin things that you get where you can just put the clothing points?
Where are they? Because I would like to do that.
There is some dotted about. Like there's a few near us. You can Google it, but there's got to be ones in city
I'm a
centre.
pedestrian. Yeah, you think so? It's more of a driving man's game. That
Aye, and you're moving West End
I
adjacent.
keep
there'll be
checking
ones around
the
there.
window of the shop to see if any of my clothes have made it. But
Oh, aye?
No, quite yet.
On the mannequin.
Nah, yeah.
They should get one of the photos that Andrew took of you in your photo shoot if it's with the same clothes and have the actual
Yeah, like the
professional
most
picture.
professional picture you could have.
Because I was walking by a barber's yesterday and they've got a picture of Drake on it.
Yeah, I know
Is that one in
yeah,
Edinburgh?
Yeah.
And I was just like, what is even the point in that? Just to go, we can do a fade?
That's Drake's barber.
He's
He
not
goes
been
there
there.
every week.
I love Barb. They're so cursed what you get in. But is that one it's got Messi and round the
Just
corner
not
from you?
everybody else was just like a guy
Yeah,
with a
yeah, it'd be
haircut.
like
and then
loads
it
of
was-
guys and then like Usher. Like, does this guy has he never heard of Usher? And he just thinks Usher's a guy, or is it
He's just googled skin fade.
yeah, no, Usher's the first thing that comes up. Thanks for my drink, Stevie.
No problem.
Do you want to tell the listeners what you've made us?
I've made the boys since it's near Christmas.
Yeah, and even though this
It's
is
after
January.
Christmas. It's still Christmas in my heart. I've made the lads hot chocolate with a salted caramel Baileys
Beautiful.
and whipped cream.
Which is beautiful.
And
You
what
also
are
made
these
me
wee-
one about 2 in the afternoon yesterday when we were working together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you could really tell the difference before and
I
after.
was ready to go home as soon as I'd finished that.
And then after, but no, you had that. You kind of perked up a wee bit. I liked it. You were. See, it's
I was
amazing
sluggish.
what a Bailey's hot chocolate will do to you, man.
Indeed.
I'd love to get in with Bailey's.
Oh, aye,
If we could get
100%.
spunk on with them, please.
Yeah.
I drank a lot of Bailey's last.
I drank Bailey's from the bottle last night in my bed. I totally forgot about that. It's all right now.
That's what you did, Oren, if you got a bottle of Bailey's. Because I was kind of making my own fake White Russians. I didn't have the right stuff for it. So what is it? It's made
With
going
Baileys?
Kahlua.
Kahlua
You can
and
just use
Tia Maria
Bailey's
or
instead
something,
of
Kahlua.
whatever. the-
Kahlua is the coffee kind of
Kahlua.
flavour.
Aye.
yeah.
I just was using Bailey's and hundreds of milk and then something else.
I probably prefer that actually.
Aye, and it was nice. Aye, but
It's like that's just like a big baby Guinness.
Aye, basically.
We were going to do
Delicious.
that as well.
Yeah, I could be fucked bringing the stuff. I'm sorry.
A massive big baby Guinness. I would honestly happily have a pint of baby Guinness.
Well, we're going
Pint
out
of baby
tonight, maybe we
Guinness,
can do
please.
Right, boys.
that. Imagine, you remember that all those episodes ago when you were like complaining because the girl poured you just a wee Guinness or whatever? It
Yeah,
was?
it's just
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
Imagine saying that to her. And I wonder what she'd come out with.
Yeah.
A pint of baby
Can I
Guinness.
have a big baby Guinness?
I think
a-
she'd give you a half pint of Guinness, probably.
a regular Guinness.
With a half in it like a Jaeger bomb.
Yeah. So we're back for the new year. We've got some questions that we're going to
Happy New Year, everyone.
ponder.
Happy New Year,
Happy
guys.
New Year.
Hope it's a good one.
Have you? Did you have any New Year's resolutions?
Mine's are the same every year.
Go
Did
on.
you read a book?
Read a book,
Get a clue.
lose a bit of weight, which I will do this year because it's the wedding year.
That's right. Aye.
now-
It's
it's now or
countdown is on.
never.
It's this year. You're
This
getting married.
year is my glow up. See, each episode you're going to see me a bit better than the last. I'm going to start dyeing my beard. I'm going to
Are
start
you going to dye your
whitening
beard?
my
Are you
teeth.
going to dye your beard for the wedding? You think?
I'm looking forward to Yassif.
I think I'm not going to shame you for this. I think you should if
I
you
think
want
I'll-
to.
If
I
you
think
want to
I'm
what,
gonna-
dye your beard.
Yeah.
You used to dye your beard.
I used to do it. No shame in that.
I think it's nice the way it is, Steve.
Thanks.
You've got a lot of beard worries though. We're talking about
I
this in
think
the car.
though you need to
Yeah.
either need to have
Pick a
it
camp.
go all grey, and then be
Didn't they say it
Paul
was all
Hollywood
gonna be
at
grey?
your wedding.
But I can't dye it grey.
No, I'm not saying dye it. I'm saying you either need to hope you go completely grey by September.
You look good in 20 years.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Well, I know. I think I will be a hot older guy.
Which you'll also see if you keep watching.
Yeah. If this lasts
Is that what
for
you're going to
50
tell
years.
your personal trainer? Oh, I look like a hot older guy.
That's what he told Catherine in the first place. Like, I look like shit now, but just this is buy low, sell high
It's
stuff.
an investment. Aye.
Actually, I've slowly declined with Catherine. I was class when I met Catherine, and I was looking trim.
You were
Remember me
very.
back in the day?
Sometimes I look at the pictures fair around about that time, and I'm shocked at how trim you were. Because I
Is that
remember
a
you
kind
lost
thing
weight.
to say to your friend?
No, I'm not
shocked.
No, I'm not.
Shocked by how shite you look now.
He's unhealthily thin. Then I would say looking.
Around the time I met you, I think was what year was it you lost it all?
2015.
Where did it all go
16.
wrong?
I met you when you were skinniest, I think. Then
Yeah,
I think so. Yeah,
Yeah, it would have been
I think you look great now. Though, Steve.
Thank
Of course
you.
I
I
do.
think you look
start
good.
of 2016, and then slowly I've just got worse over the years.
So that's your big goal for the New Year's, to get in shape for the wedding.
Aye, I mean, you've got you're paying 12 grand for photographs. You may as well look good in them. Do you know
This
what I
is true. I thought like see doing the Kings was a really good motivator for me to.
mean? Well, aye. You did. You
A lot of
trimmed.
Pepe's chicken salads around that era. I recall.
Oh, 100%. Even including the
On
day
the
off
day.
the record.
Yeah. You
But,
did trim.
Yeah,
down.
Australia. I was just really.
Runs on the beach and all that.
I did do it on the beach that one day, but no, but
rocket.
just I was just going to the gym and I was just really eating health. I was basically just no eating any shit. The good thing about being in nice weather is you never really want to eat chocolate when it's hot because it's
melt in your pocket.
melts and all that. So
yeah, it's a
ice
cold
cream
weather
though.
treat.
was that
Ice cream though.
ice cream? I know. I just managed. I just had to be a bit disciplined, but no, having a goal like that is good for. So I think you'll be
Yeah, I
believe
smashing
you.
it by then.
Believe in you,
September, I've got 9 months.
Yeah, you just need to have a really sensible fringe.
Well,
Fringe was
Dana.
fairly sensible anyway.
yeah, I wasn't.
Aye.
I wasn't out and about.
Right
with the
enough,
fringe,
aye.
so.
The Hawaiian blowjobs this year.
You know how to treat yourself.
Aye, well, every now
To a
and again.
blowjob
of
now and
course.
again.
Between
Absolutely.
friends.
Dare I say?
Well, wait till you're married. Hey! I wish you'd had it, listen.
No
Little glimpse
Hawaiian
from Mark's
blowjobs
best man's
before
speech there.
marriage.
No preview.
What about you, Steve? You got any?
Goals? Not really. To be honest, actually, I'm doing the same thing of like, because I've just been living like a disgrace for ages as well.
Yeah.
I was going to get a lid on it. But it's embarrassing what I've said because I'm going to Benidorm in March on a stag do. And I was like, I want to look good in Benidorm. But it's just a deadline, right?
It's good. It's good to have something to
So
work
I'm going to
towards.
try and hit the gym a bit more, look
Nice.
after myself.
Yeah.
Classic January stuff, though. You feel like a hack, don't you?
Yeah.
I know. This is it's bad as well because I'd had a few weeks off the gym with injuries and things, and then I've got back I got back in the habit just the end of December, but then it's like I'm really getting back into it in January. But it's not even the fact that it's a hack. It's also just it's so busy. and it's a pain in the arse, and then
Yeah.
you're just trying to get it done. And you're
I'm
like,
moving flat on January the 1st,
yeah.
and I'm gonna have to move Jem, and I'm gonna look like a fucking.
By the
Johnny
way,
come lately.
see, 'cause January 1st was the Monday as well. It's like, this is going to sound weird because you've just said it as though it's in the future, and I'm saying it's in
I've
the
moved
past.
already.
It's
Yeah.
already been January by the time this comes out.
I already
Yeah.
look better now.
But January the
Same.
1st, Monday. So, like, there's never a better time to start because the first day of year and it's a Monday. If you're going to get anything done,
That's
start,
the day.
That's when to start. So, sorry if you've already missed that.
But you can't start on the 1st.
What?
On the 1st? Do you not have a big dinner on the 1st?
Well, actually, so I'm gonna do. Well, me and my girlfriend are gonna have a Christmas start of January in the new place. 3 or 4 days, blow out, and
Yeah.
then I'm gonna hopefully.
Yeah.
I'm
On the straight and
thinking.
narrow.
I'm thinking no booze, no sugar for
That's good.
a bit.
That's
But
good.
I've never really managed that before, so this is just big talk.
No.
Dry January, dare I say?
After the 5th or something.
I've always wanted to just go off the booze for a few weeks just to see if I can do it, but I end up just. I don't think I've got a problem with booze.
Nah.
So I think that has never been the necessity, but probably it's like you probably drink more than you realise you do sometimes.
I don't really enjoy drinking anymore, to be honest.
No?
Unless it's in a
Yeah, we're all
a hot
drinking
chocolate.
currently. And it was
Unless
in the
it is in a
afternoon
hot
on a
chocolate.
Wednesday.
But that's fun. I don't know if you can become an alcoholic drinking Bailey's hot chocolate.
Well, you say that now.
That's a tragic tale for your kids or my dad as a drinker.
Get to September,
He's having
Steve's looking
6 or
like a bag
7.
of shake because he get addicted to Bailey's.
Every drink's 600 calories as well.
Augustus Glut.
I'm sure a bag of marshmallows a day just for my drinking.
That would be amazing, though. Yeah.
Fucking hell,
If
man.
there's one thing you get addicted, you might as well get addicted to something. That's the thing now, because like they've got these alcoholic drinks that
So good.
are nice
beautiful, isn't
and like you know you could like that's the thing with your baby Guinness and all that stuff and you can have enough like fucking
Have you ever,
nice alcohol.
you ever had a wee Irish coffee?
No,
Because you like a coffee.
no, I haven't, but I would like to try one. It's
Have you had an
basically just
Irish
with-
coffee? We'll get you one later on.
Aye,
We'll
why
go
not?
now.
Whiskey though.
Whiskey in it. Aye, I like a whiskey in it, and I'll be honest,
Do you?
I can't really. I will occasionally have a whiskey on its own, but I do prefer it when it's got a mixer in it because it's just too strong.
I'm a
Otherwise, innit?
Jameson's and Diet Coke kind of guy.
Aye, there's no
Yeah,
shame in that.
Do you?
There's
No,
no
he got
shame
me
in
into
it.
that was friend of the show, Robbie McShane.
Is that right?
Yeah.
And he's
So-
Irish, so he's
Exactly,
you know what I
so-
mean. Like
We
that's
should get
legit.
him on at some
We
point.
should.
Yeah, I know.
great
I've
guy.
said.
You know what? He's moving to London actually, so let's
Is
get
he?
him soon.
Is it bang out that they call it an Irish coffee? Because it's like, oh, it's just a coffee, but it's got booze in it, so that means it's Irish. That's a bit.
But is it not an Irish whiskey? No.
What
That's in it. Like a Jameson's an Irish whiskey.
is that? Oh, is that how
Well, I
they get
think
around
I think it is like, oh, the Irish love a drink.
Aye,
They're even having it in their coffee, right?
because I'm sure I seen.
I've seen it be called a Scottish coffee as well.
Oh, have you? If it's Scotch.
That's what a Scotch whiskey.
I'm sure I was in Costa or something once, and it was like it said something like Irish. It was like an Irish latte or something, and then it had in brackets non-alcoholic. Don't know why they call it. Maybe
What's
it was.
that, then?
I don't know if it was maybe around St Paddy's Day and they just put a clover in it or some shit. But it was something like that, and then they had to specify, and I thought that's quite bang out that if you put Irish in something, you need to specify.
It's not got booze in it.
It's all opted out, yeah.
Because you know, maybe that's just the negative state. If there's certain other cultures, if you use stereotypes for that, it would maybe be considered inappropriate. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, but the Irish, you can just you're still
You can
alright. You
slag
just
them
fucking
willy-nilly, basically.
call them mad alkies all the time.
Yeah.
But they
And
have,
us.
because they have had their troubles, so to speak.
Not to put too fine a point on it.
According to a friend of the show, Robbie McShane.
He told me about that.
And yeah, and usually it would be you shouldn't really slag a culture or whatever if they've been persecuted or whatnot. So I'd say it's unfair to slag the Irish.
But well, I'm glad we solved that one.
Did you guys have any resolutions? Aye.
You're a goal setter, Mark. I'm not a big goal setter.
Do you know what's interesting? Because you actually gave me this book, The Atomic Habits,
I
right?
know, and if you could fucking give me it back, I'd get my life in order.
no, buy that with
the
my
reason
dead hands.
I'm in a fucking hole at the minute is because Mark's got this book that I lent him.
But the thing is, in that it talks about you shouldn't set goals, and I've always been a big goal setter. But the problem is, so it's like
I thought it was like
Realistic
set tiny
goals.
goals.
it's
Like,
the difference between the top down approach versus the bottom up approach. I think, right? Because if you set like, because I used to be so bad for, I'd set a goal and I'd make a big plan, right, and all the stuff I'm going to do, and then you just never do it. Whereas the Atomic Habits is say just do a couple of wee things a day, and then that will build up to you reaching certain
Instead
goals.
of saying you're going
Right.
to meditate for 20 minutes, so you're going to do it for 1 minute, and then
Aye.
you'll actually sit down and you'll do it, and maybe you'll stick around for longer, but at least you did it.
Or instead of going like, all right, I'm going to lose 2 stone, and then you've got all these things, and then you don't do the stuff on the list. You just go, I'm just going to go to the gym every day, or I'm going to eat healthily every day, and you do that, and then that leads you to the goal. So it's an interesting. I'm
it's
still
trying to get out of that all or nothing kind of mindset, isn't it? 'Cause I used to be
yeah,
really bad for that. When I
I'm
was
bad
failing
for that
to lose
still.
weight.
But
Is it a SMART goal? Is that what you call it?
I don't know about that.
It's
Don't look
it's
at
an
me.
acronym in it.
Like, so it'd be like small, manageable,
Aye, something like
achievable.
that,
All the same words though, but you know what I mean.
Manageable,
Yeah.
achievable, realistic,
Realistic, timely, like
And
a
tiny.
tiny.
Small too. But no, so yeah, I've not actually really got. I guess kind of in the same way of like no wanting to be the pure do the same thing everybody does, but I do like the fresh start. You know, I like the clean slate idea, and I've got a kind of. I suppose I feel in a fortunate position where I know in stand up what I'm up towards and stuff like that. So like just working on a new show that'll probably then take to the Fringe and then maybe try and film the following March. So having that time is good to know, and then obviously we've got like the pavilion, etc. So just kind of carrying on with that sort of stuff, and
Tickets are still available for
think it's
that.
still available. They're going fast, man. Or, you know,
Yeah, get in.
getting
Work
down
hard,
there.
son.
But basically with that, for me, I would say just kind of cracking on and try to just keep everything going and keep it going to the next level. You know,
I guess that lends into one thing we got asked actually was
Mm-hmm.
if you could give 18-year-old you any piece of advice, what would it be?
18. What was I doing then?
Also, what would you be ready to hear at 18? Did you think you knew it all?
Well, no, probably didn't to some extent, and I think when I was 18, there was probably a lot of, I'd still yet to make a lot of mistakes. I was in the process of doing that, and I think ultimately there was some stuff that you can only learn through experience. You know, like for example, like you're really into somebody, and you know it's maybe no right or whatever, but you only hear otherwise, and even if you're pals and stuff like that. Like, I remember when we used to go to the Bully nightclub, and I remember one time seeing my mate pure distraught over something that's happened with him and his missus.
Yeah.
And I remember like looking at him and going, I'd been there recently, and I remember thinking nobody's going to be able to tell him anything that's going to make him change how he feels. He's going to need to get through it himself. And so by the same token, if I was to go back and try and do that to me when I was like that, I wouldn't listen probably.
Yeah.
So, but having said that, I would say just meet some other birds.
Would you say
Probably the same
settle down?
advice you'd give yourself now, right?
What's that?
Same advice you'd get now.
Meet less birds, I would say. No, you know, I actually would just like to meet someone nice, actually. But
And settle down.
stop
What's the
calling
call
birds as well.
Is that what you want to do? Yeah. looking to settle down.
I don't know, because
You
actually...
can't go into it looking, look, can you? That's the problem.
No,
Nah.
and I, honestly, after the pure busy year I had last year, I did think, particularly after I put the special out, I was like, maybe I've got a bit more time to open up to different
Open
stuff
your
now.
heart.
Open my heart, just open myself up to the possibility of stuff, and turns out I don't. So, no, no, but I actually think, weirdly, I'm now in a position where if I keep working hard for another wee bit, then I've like given myself the space where if I can like really amp things up now, some cool stuff can happen. Whereas if I just took the foot off the gas now, you know, it would maybe be short-sighted. But
Yeah.
I don't know. Ultimately, I'm still trying. I would like to get a balance. I think if I've got a goal, it would be to get a balance this year of normal life and nice things like that, but
Yeah.
also still being able to crack
Because
on.
I don't think it will. I don't think it's going to be, oh, I'm going to focus all my attention on that thing or that thing.
Yeah.
I think it can go hand in hand. And I think you're always like very work focused, which is good, and you're driven.
Good for us.
It's good for us. So,
I don't need him getting a bird.
Hey guys, you just want to pick up some slack now, right?
but I think you will also be able to do both. You're able to manage it. I think it's
Yeah, I
you just
think.
learn how to.
But even just maybe having the time to, you know, put myself out there and stuff. I don't know, but ultimately, I'm quite happy doing what I'm doing now, and I think as you say, Stuart, you can't force these things, and we'll just see what happens. But
Yeah, that's when you end up with the wrong people, is when you're like, I just need a girlfriend. Or
This
whatever.
is
Like, that's
it.
a weird way to
Yeah,
think
you don't
about
want to do that.
and I think honestly, that's probably a big fear of mine is ending up with the wrong person or for the wrong reasons or something like that. Which maybe I need to go over a wee bit because you still need to be open to it. But ultimately, yeah, I think it's like what we do is such a mad thing to try and achieve and be successful at, and then not a lot of people do it, and it does take sacrifice. So I kind of feel like, you know, you can't have it all. So it's like if you're going to have these things, then you maybe just need to go, right, I'll just need to wait a wee bit longer on other stuff. But as I say, know that we'll see what happens.
I think it's just being open to, isn't it? That's all
Being
you can
open
do.
to it, and yeah, it'd be good to get a wee bit more balance in my life in general. I feel would be good, but that's part of the reason why I'm quite happy. Like I've got quite a long turnaround for like until like, a next show needs to be like really, really ready. But I'm quite happy just speaking, kind of cracking on with stuff. I did learn for like when I went away and stuff like that. I was kind of bored. I quite like just being busy all like doing stuff all the time. But I'm also getting sometimes that gets a bit boring as well. So I think just a wee bit of mixture is a good thing.
And they sort of help and feed one another, don't they?
I think so. Aye, you need a bit. You just need to live life a wee bit as well. Have stuff to talk about. Otherwise, you get a bit stale. You know.
Aye, 100%.
What about yous?
Well, the wedding must be dictating you, surely.
Yeah, I've already said my goals. Yeah.
What would you give your 18-year-old self as
aye.
as advice though?
Oh yeah.
Forgot that was the question.
So did that. I just asked you. I'm like, I can't remember what this is maybe about.
That's Bailey's hot chocolate's going to
it's
out my
good.
head.
I know, that's it.
My 18-year-old
What
self.
were you up to 18, Steve?
I was a wee fanny, man.
Did you start your 6th year?
Nah, I would have been. I was very much like in my sort of student era where I was just going out probably 5-6 times a week.
Oh, aye.
4 or 5 times a week probably. Skint and just I was enjoying it, but I was like now I hate going out, and I think I ruined it for myself. I think going out too
Overdid
much.
it.
You put yourself off going like night suit and all that.
Aye.
I kind of done that a wee bit, I would say as
I
well.
think he's just getting older, and that's what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like I just hate fucking doing anything now. I just want to be in the house. You know?
I told Mark this, but this week I was going to go to the cinema, and I went to on the way I went to the shop. I got popcorn and sweets, and then I turned around and ate them in bed.
Was that true? Because you said that on breaking the news.
Yeah, watched Married at First Sight Australia instead.
That's so
What were
funny.
you going to see at the cinema?
It was going to be.
Was it actually going to be Killers of the Flower Moon?
No, it was going to be How to Have Sex. But alas, I don't know still. Yeah, I think I'd have been good pals with you if we were 18, because I was also a wee fanny, just going out and just living a very sheltered life of like not really trying very hard at anything.
Yeah.
Just like hanging out.
Yeah, it was. I enjoyed it at the time, but it didn't mean much. Do you know?
No.
Nothing
And
meaningful was happening in my life.
I wish I tried harder at like uni, but at a course I actually liked.
Yeah.
I didn't like marketing.
What would you do now if you know
I would have done something filmy,
like
some
media
sort
or
of
something or film or
but not like media studies or whatever. Like, because I
Film
don't.
and
What
TV.
is that? But I like
And
film
if you
or
want proof
TV.
that Steve should have studied film, you can listen to our podcast. What's the script?
in-depth analysis every week.
But not even like the analysis side, like like practical stuff. I would like to have, which I'm kind of doing it now, but it's
Through experience.
Do you know?
that's what I enjoy doing.
See, when I was 17, right, I had quite a mad life in a way because I went to uni when I was like right after 5th year, so I just turned 17. I'm going to Glasgow uni. I'm always still living at home, right? But I was also still hanging about with my mates that were kind of feel it. We were basically the guys that were in the young team that we hung about with, but a few of them are. Like we weren't a young team anymore, and it was like the few of the more sound ones that weren't ever really involved in that stuff. We still hung about and we still like drank in the streets and all that stuff. So I was like reading about fucking Shakespeare and fucking all this stuff, and then I was coming back to Clydebank at the weekends and drinking in a park. I actually remember after my first exams in uni in the December, going out and celebrating with a bottle of wine in the complex, which is up the back of Faithfully, and it was such a mad experience. And then I kind of moved and I started hanging about with different people, but still just just different groups of folk. But it was just like I was so young.
What a crazy life this
It was
is.
this mental life, and just like, it took me ages to.
Did you feel like you didn't really fit in with either?
I didn't fit in with either at all. No, like, because I remember feeling like a pure bam in all my tutorials, but then I would go back to my mates and they would think I was dead posh or whatever, or starting to speak.
That's
whatever.
like the good thing about comedy. It's for all the mad weirdos who don't fit in anywhere else.
Aye.
And I would not that
Even
you're
like
weird.
we're three of the people that pass the most. I'd say like we're pretty fucking normal, really.
Well,
Yeah.
my theory on it is that I think to do not
Still
just
madly
comedy,
freaks, though.
but I think like see whenever you look at let's say like boxers or people that get into MMA or loads of different things that are just maybe a wee bit like off the beaten track of what you would normally do. I think in some way you've kind of like to do comedy, you've maybe had to slip through the net of society or your or like a social group in some way, and that can just be for like something like what I'm describing, like just you're a wee bit in between two different groups, or
I
like
felt like that as
like
well, for sure,
like
yeah.
I'm sure we all probably were like that. And you get that's like one end of the spectrum. The other is like obviously fucking bipolar disorder or like severe mental illness, and there's everybody in between. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they get into it. So I feel like that because people say that, don't they? They always go like, oh, it must be he's all fucked up or whatever. But I don't think that's true. I just think that you've had to not have anything to lose to go up and risk something like that.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I didn't have any better plan lined up.
Yeah, basically.
It's
Yeah.
this or shite jobs, really.
Yeah, like when I was just like working in the co-op or like doing that uni course that I didn't really have much plans of getting a job, I was like, that was a driver to do stand up. I was like, well, at least that's something that I'm kind of interested in and want to try. And doing those shite jobs is good for that, because maybe if you got like a decent job with decent money, then you're like, oh, you can just settle down. This is quite a nice wee lifestyle.
Absolutely, like because I always thought like I would have probably been happy if just got like a not like and probably something media adjacent or something. So see when I'm ever in the BBC building the odd occasion, like, and I look at all the folk that work there in production or that side of things, sometimes I go, oh, I'd have probably been really happy doing something like that.
Yeah.
But I ended up just working in a call centre job that I fucking hated so much that it was like, no, let's just try and be a comedian, because there was no kind of middle, like happy, safe middle ground.
Yeah, you need your job to be shite enough to merit taking the risk.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I think we were lucky getting in kind of early, young as well, because there was less
Yeah.
Yeah,
pressure.
definitely,
Like if we were
man.
starting now, you've got too much roots down and too many other
Yeah,
Aye.
because there is occasionally people who start and they're like in their 30s or 40s.
40-year-old doctors and stuff. You're like, fucking
Yeah.
hell, this
I
is
know.
crazy that they've got families.
But then, like
And-
stuff like John Bishop and all that started pure older and like.
you do get it, but I just think it must be harder, or you
Must
must
be a
have
lot
to take it
harder.
a little more seriously. Or
Yeah, exactly.
Because now I'm starting to feel a lot, and it's maybe just because you're progressing a wee bit in your career, but the stuff that I would do, like, and be happy to do, like gigs wise and travelling about and all that, and now doesn't have a lot of time. I'm like, it's not really off my while as much now.
Yeah.
But I think sometimes in the early days you need to go and do all those gigs just for the experience
you
and all
gotta
that
learn
stuff.
the hard way.
Whereas now I'm a bit like, it's probably no, I'm not going to do that just for the sake of it, or needs to be kind of some more point to it. But I think maybe it's partly just getting, like, just feeling a bit more tired and whatever, but it's also just you do it so long and your value system changes if you get a wee bit further along, I suppose.
Yeah.
But some of the stuff that I used to do gigs wise and all that, like just the energy that I had when I was younger to do it and the enthusiasm and all that definitely helped. It'd be harder to do that otherwise, I think.
I kind of remember, like, near the start of when my career, so to speak, but like just doing open mic gigs and stuff, and almost being excited by the fact that if it was a shite room, like if you could die in your arse, it was like, oh my god, there's a bit of a buzz. And now I'm like walking to a room like that, and I'm like, fuck it, why am I doing this?
I know.
Fuck this, man.
Yeah,
It's amazing how much you just change your enthusiasm for it. Whatever.
Aye.
yeah.
But it's also just because you're like you're in a different place. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't need to do that anymore.
Because I'm moving, I've been chucking out loads of stuff and had a big box of like notebooks and stuff from like when I started.
Aye,
And it is mad. You sort of remember it all, but also it feels like a different person did it.
it does. Aye,
It's like set lists from like it was like February 2015.
it's crazy, isn't it?
Footlights cancelled. I'd have travelled from Dundee to Edinburgh
For nothing.
for
Or
nothing,
fuck all.
and I wouldn't have even like, because I'd have met some other open micers. I'd be like, oh, I met XYZ.
Yeah,
excited
totally.
and stuff. You know.
I know. It's
Yeah.
on you
Now
next
I'd be
time by then.
fucking raging.
No, 100%.
Yeah.
I don't think I'd have been ready to hear any advice at 18 anyway.
But
Aye.
also
I'm still
actually,
guilty of all the same shit I was when I was 18.
Really.
It's maybe come full
Lazy.
circle as well, though. If you went to a gig and it was cancelled, you might be quite excited.
I'm always happy for gigs.
I remember Raymond once saying to me, like, when one of the first times I gigged with him, and he just went, "Just keep doing what you're doing, Jennings," and that was really good advice. See, just that thing of just going, you're on the right track.
Yeah.
Just keep doing, you'll figure it out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That was enough for me to, and do you think it'd just be something like that you'd give yourself?
Yeah, I think I'm someone that needs a lot of. I'm a carrot, not a stick guy. I need a lot of love. I need an arm around the shoulder manager. You know,
Yeah.
someone like Raymond's great for that. 'Cause I remember saying to him, I had to go on to headline, and I wasn't ready to headline, and and often I shouldn't be headlining depending on what the gig is. But
Yeah.
it's like one of his 5 gigs, and like Jamie McDonald was on, brilliant, and like he was on comparing, and I'm like, I'm the cunt people want to see the least. I shouldn't be on last. And I don't think it did go well on that night, to be fair, but I just remember Raymond being like, you're a confident act, McPherson. As if to say, like, you're fine.
Aye.
Don't worry about it. And it's
And
nice when people say
yeah.
stuff like that. too.
No, it
Yeah,
is.
you
It's
need
good.
that.
And also to put you on in that spot as well, because see when you do like close a gig, and particularly for like one of the first times, and it goes well, then all of a sudden it's like you grow into the role, isn't it? It's like you go,
Yeah.
fucking I can do this, and you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's like you always think, it needs to be this. It needs to be this pure special, different kind of act that's going to blow the roof off, just because
You
they're
can
going
only
to
do what you do.
they're on last. But you do what you do, and then sometimes you find, fuck, the reason that cunts do well going on last just because the audience have had a few
They're
more
fucking
drinks.
lashed, it's easy. Yeah.
In some ways, it is easier, but also it's just you've got more to deal with as well if
Yeah.
things potentially kick off.
Yeah.
Can go out of the way. I think that's definitely. I think you would probably learn this in any job, but from having done this for so long, that's one thing I've learned that you sort of said there of like you only learn from doing. So every opportunity you get is before you're ready, really, because you've
Yeah.
never done the thing that you're being asked to do for the first time.
That's true. Although sometimes you get opportunities a bit after you're ready for them. Like I remember, like when I was doing the 10 minutes in the weekends at the stand, I felt like I could have got moved up a lot earlier, and so
That
by
does
the
happen as
by
well.
the
It took
time that I
ages to get
did,
there.
eventually I was like. I remember I had one weekend. It's amazing that this was actually a weekend at Ham, but it was one weekend that went so well in Glasgow that I was just like, come on. I was like,
They
and
can't not
it
move
was like,
now.
I think literally the staff just like wrote to them and went, look,
Yeah.
it was just like, it was one of the best gigs I've ever had.
I think I might have been there.
I think you might have been. I was
Chrissy?
filming it.
Aye.
Aye, with Chris.
Yeah.
That was because we'd been at some festival during the day, or I had anyway, for for Raymond actually.
Yeah.
But that was just one of the best reactions I'd ever had.
I remember that because that was like you smashed it, and
Yeah.
then me and Chrissy did both say like if you don't get moved up after that, then
What are you gonna do?
Right, what
I
It's
can
like
also
that
remember-
become undeniable kind of thing, doesn't it?
Yeah,
It's like,
and I also
eventually
remember.
people are going to take notice.
I remember thinking at that gig, because I was still at the call centre at the time, and I remember thinking,
This
like,
is my
I've
ticket
just
out of here.
no, I just remember thinking, right, I've got to be able to be a comedian now. If I can do this well,
Yeah.
surely I can do it. And so that was a nice moment. But often you either you just need to learn on the job. Like first time you do it, and it's particularly if it's like a telly hang or whatever. And then sometimes you get it, and then you're like, right, well, I'm fucking, well overdue this, so I'm going to make sure I smash it, kind of thing.
Yeah, and it's like you were saying before, like with the Raymond thing. It's nice to just get a wee bit of validation from people who are
Absolutely.
a bit above you.
Yeah.
Like one of the best feelings I think was like it only happened a couple of times, but Susie McCabe and Mark Nelson both put on the forum, comedy forum,
Yeah.
about like Stephen Buchanan
Yeah,
seen him do
Gareth
5
forwarded that
minutes.
for me.
Yeah, and it's
It's
nice.
nice.
It's
Mark
really
done
good
that for me
forward
as
a bit.
well, and
Yeah.
Susie got us both in with the stand
with the
early on
stand
as
and
well,
Red
which was
Rose,
great.
and just putting up a wee message saying, "Seen him do 5 minutes, done really well, book him or whatever." It's like that means
Stuff like
so
that,
much.
that stays
much
with
to
you, doesn't
yeah.
it? Like,
Yeah, 100%.
You're starting out.
I know.
Yeah, it's nice.
That was the only quote I had for a while as well. Before I get any reviews. Just a quote for the fucking
From the
Facebook
Facebook comedy
group.
forum. Do you know what I've never understood?
What?
Is the bloopers from Toy Story 2.
I quite enjoy those.
I don't get it though.
Refresh
It's an
my memory
animation.
on
It's
what.
a laugh, innit?
But what is it? They've fucked up in the recording booth and then they've done the animations after.
I don't know.
I don't
assumed
get it.
was-
There must be some that are like gags that are visual.
Yeah.
So that
but
they're-
that means they've made the
Yeah.
animation.
Yeah.
Well, it's
an
just, I
extra
think
joke, innit?
there's just almost like, well, normal films do this.
Yeah, so
So
the
we'll
whole
just-
thing is a construct.
It's a construct, I would say.
Yeah.
I didn't get it when I was a wee boy. I still don't get it now.
Sure, there's probably is times when it'll be, maybe it's a combo of them fucking up in the
Yeah, I thought it was
yeah.
a
The booth.
combo maybe.
Maybe.
Here's
I
a,
don't get it.
what kind of animal do you think you'd be cast to play if you ever got one of these
I'm amazed
roles?
Steve Husney. You're like, that's I'd
your
be on
guy.
to my agent if I was you.
Yeah,
For what?
You know, all the wee daft wee pal.
yeah, you should be in Madagascar.
Yeah,
or something
Madagascar
like
is exactly what I was thinking. There'll be a wee lemur.
Yeah. Like
that. A little
the
cat that can't get comfortable.
Well, I did play a sheep in the nativity play
Did you?
when I was in primary. So
I actually, when I was in nursery, I had a starring role.
Jesus.
No, Joseph. I
Oh,
wasn't the baby.
they
One of your
worked.
colleagues trying to hold you up.
Yeah, but weirdly, my second cousin was Mary, which was strange. But in Bethlehem back in those days,
It wasn't the most progressive society, was it?
I'd love to play a daft wee pal.
aye,
I'd love to do voice acting. It'd be so fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
aye, it'd be
I'd
a
like
good
a
laugh,
good
wouldn't
I
it?
think the pressures of. But I was watching a thing about the Polar Express. You ever seen that film?
No.
It's a shite.
I used to always get that confused with the Pineapple Express.
Completely
Very different
films.
films. Yeah.
The Polar Express, like Tom Hanks has got a green suit on and he's actually acting it out.
He's Andy Serkis in it, isn't
Aye, and they're
he?
like,
Like he's on FIFA.
aye, it's mental.
Ping pong balls all over.
But that just seems so unnecessary to me. Why?
Yeah, it doesn't look like they've done that.
But then when
It
you
looks like a
watch it,
cartoon.
the animation's pretty shite. I think it is a bit sort of stilted.
We should have got Chet Hanks.
I done this as a shitey wee sketch thing I've spoken about before, but not how when Paul McCartney done Glastonbury last year, and he was going, yeah, Pete Jackson, yeah, he told us we can isolate John's vocals and all that, and he got him out. I just thought it'd be so funny if he was like, yeah, Pete Jackson said we'll get Andy Serkis in a suit and we'll get like a hologram of John Lennon to give it and fucking singing on it.
Gets shot again at Glastonbury.
Imagine they done it and fucking
That'd be
reenacted
fucking
it.
amazing.
That would be great. I'd love that.
So yeah, that's what they did for the Polar Express. isn't it?
Yeah.
I
Which
did not know that.
I mean, if it's animation, surely the sort of good thing about that job is you just go into a booth and you do your voice and then you leave.
You go home.
Need to fucking act out. That's crazy.
The whole thing.
Yeah, wasn't worth it.
Not worth it.
But I would love to do a wee voiceover animation.
And I'd love to see you in a green morph suit
Yeah.
with ping pong balls over you.
What's a shame they never done was some sort of kind of Shrek offshoot that was like loads of Scottish ogres and we could all get a piece of the pie.
Come on, let's pitch that. That's
Yeah.
an idea.
No, I mean-
Shrek sells.
Because how come he's the only
Shrek is
ogre?
huge.
Shrek's huge.
Apart from the Princess Fiona. You know what I mean?
Aye. Shrek's massive. There has to be a spin off in it.
Well, they're wanting pitches for the Euros, obviously, so we could do Shrek sketch show.
That would be good. There's a Shrek swamp Airbnb thing.
I saw that. Yeah,
That's a nice.
I get
Shrek.
sent a lot of Shrek content.
Aye.
The Shrek's Adventure in London, I'm quite
What's that?
a really bad tourist attraction. I think it's like like a sort of Madame Tussauds kind of thing.
Oh, is
And
it?
there's loads of scathing reviews. I was reading them online. They're really funny.
I didn't come here just to see loads of Shrek. It's like that was the old Stuart Lee bit, and he says like there was a review of the Doctor Who Museum, and it was like didn't realise it was just going to be all Doctor Who stuff.
So what is it? Just Shrek Waxworks?
Well, I think it's like a slightly immersive experience, but it's a bunch of piece of shit from what the reviews say. And
That's cool.
if you go on, I think it must be on the Google reviews rather than TripAdvisor, but some poor fuckers, that it's their job to go through and like respond, and they do it kind of in character. So they'll refer back to things that people have criticised, like my 3-year-old was terrified by the witch's cauldron bit, and then they'll be like typing but as donkey from the film. Like I'm so sorry to hear we scared your child, blah, blah, blah. And it's very funny.
Yeah.
I recommend reading the reviews.
Sounds good.
I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, but I think Shrek spin-off is an idea.
I'm just saying it's a good way to get a lot of Scottish voice actors in one go.
Aye.
I think we
We
need like a
missed the
Scottish
boat.
South Park kind of thing, like a cartoon.
Yeah.
I'd love to make one of them.
Yeah, that would be good. We missed
Maybe.
the boat.
Maybe
on
it's time
Brave.
for us to study animation, Steve.
Maybe it is. Paul Doc can do animation.
Let's get PD involved.
No,
Knock some heads together.
let's
Yeah,
pitch it.
I think
We
so.
could be called South Park, South Side. Yeah.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Queen's Park.
What bends your minds? Have you got any?
What bends my mind?
Don't know. Have you got an answer?
Oh, I was going to say like
Sorry.
I find myself thinking about this from time to time because you know how the idea of infinite universes, right?
The multiverse.
The multiverse of madness. But they say we like because they say that there would be infinite ones because every single thing that's a thing could change. So there'll be like
You should have done this. Would you? Like, I'm looking for a hings with. You should have done that like a multiverse version.
there's things that are different things and different things, but like there's a whole range of universes where this mic is just
A hot dog.
every different color it could be, and a hot dog, and like just every single to the point where
Steve's in
I
his
think,
pimp outfit.
yeah, it's
constant.
bullshit. There's no way
Everyone's wearing
that
pimp
could all be
outfits
possible.
except me. That's
Cause
an option.
Think how many things could change. Each wee particle of your eye.
Yeah.
So it's like if that could all be that,
It's all the same, but you've got pink eye.
but just in multiple
But what?
versions
No,
of that.
but
Are people
why?
saying that literally that is what it is?
They say
Or
potentially it could be.
yeah, potentially, but it's a bit of a monkey's typewriters, is it not? Like,
Yeah,
Yeah. Why would that be the case?
but
I
why
don't
would
know.
this be the case?
Because like it could be like that, but the whole thing's like that. But it's just like every possible difference. Do you know what I mean? To the point where I think it's just got to be shite.
Imagine there was a different universe and that was the only difference.
Mark,
The dog was the other
No,
way
but this
about.
is what
the
it's
point,
saying. This is what it's saying. The whole universe, that's the only difference. And then the difference is you're wearing these glasses instead of
Yeah.
me and all this shit. Do you know what I mean?
All the
Like,
same, but you're having a wank.
yeah.
But in this situation, we're all on the same podcast together.
Everything's the same except for these, like every tiny wee thing, but it's every sort of
So there's-
possibility of anything.
There's a universe where I've got a podcast with Shakira and Rihanna,
Uh-huh.
Where you are, Shrek.
and I'm Shrek as well.
And there's not only is there that, but there's a universe where it's that, but the mug's just this way.
And me and Gerard Piqué have got a rival podcast where I'm donkey.
With
What's
Pepe.
Big PK was what'd you call him?
Was he not put on blast in a song?
Sergio Ramos got a picture with Shakira,
Shakira.
recently.
He's the ultimate shithouse, that guy.
Yeah, he is, isn't he? He loves it.
Peeking
Loves a
out,
wind.
shagging behind her back.
Yeah.
Yeah, with one of the youth players' mums, apparently.
All right.
Right?
That's who it was.
Good.
Not to speak out of turn here. You know, I'm not that up on my La Liga knowledge, but that's pretty much all I know.
Why would you cheat on Shakira? That's mental.
So you'd
mum
have to
look
ask
like?
Gerard Piqué on your multiverse podcast
Yeah.
called PK Blinders.
That would be a good name for it. But do you know what I mean? So it's like, I just think
Aye.
that's so ridiculous and would be so pointless that, like, there's no way that actually exists.
No,
Because you think of the amount of differences there could be, it would just be
Yeah.
why?
insanity.
I'm just.
Well, I suppose that is the definition of infinite.
Yeah, well, that is it, right? It's,
Aye.
But is it? So you know how the whole multiverse thing that's quite popular just now, right?
talking about like it's fidget spinners or something.
But it's in
There's
loads
there's
of
this new
films.
trend called multiverses.
But it is a trend in film just now. Everyone's
Yeah.
In
fucking
film,
doing
yeah.
it.
Is it kind of on the way out? Because I feel like everybody's got a
Aye.
bit fed up with these Avengers films and all this shit.
like there's a bit in fucking Infinity of the Man.
But like, why is it? Is it like what's the whole theory?
I think it's just bad writing for the sounds of it. I feel
Get
like.
But
with
why
the
is it
nails.
now that everyone's talking about this? Is it?
Because it's in these films. This is Marvel.
Did
or
you
whatever.
enjoy everything everywhere all at
I
once?
did.
See, I didn't see that.
I did enjoy
liked it.
Aye.
I did enjoy
liked
it. Yeah.
It is fun. They capture some of the fun of like what you're saying of like they do explore that of like what if all our fingers were just like
Big
massive
hot
long hot dogs
Yeah.
and shit.
Yeah.
The raccoon ratatouille thing's really funny.
Yeah.
Um,
But like, I just don't understand why it's just kind of coming out just now.
Well, science is evolving all the time, Steve. Do you know what I mean? They're just discovering this
Steve
shit.
just wants to go back to when this country was great, when we could really laugh and when
Yeah.
there was only one universe.
Exactly, and we didn't care about hot dog fingers.
What do you think of the Big Bang?
I like it. I'm a fan.
What do you think happened before? If you get right, so just to speculate, what do you think
Let's
happened
not chip
before
in here.
the
Let
Big
him
Bang?
talk for a bit.
Yeah.
What do I think happened?
Uh-huh.
What do I think the Big Bang is?
Or what do you think? How do you think it happened? How do you think it happened?
I mean, nobody knows. Really.
What do you think though?
So, My understanding is a bunch of particles collide, causing a big bang.
Okay, well that's an interesting theory.
Is that not?
That's roughly what I'd have said. Yeah.
Yeah, but all we know is that there was not. It was this, and then it expands. So I don't think science knows that there was particles that collided. Do they?
and
Or maybe
created
that's what the bang is.
a
The bang was
black hole.
just bang. We don't think we know what happened before that, though, do we?
Well, this is what
That's what
happened.
you're saying.
Particles
This is a scoop.
floating a bit, collide, bang, make. I don't know why that would cause a.
But where were they floating?
Listen, you're asking the wrong guy. I don't like.
So do you think if there's endless universes, did that all still start with the Big Bang?
Two hot dogs
Bang, and then
collided.
immediately just fucking
Because it's
everything.
quite. But that is the thing, and I suppose this is the hard thing getting your head round. It's got to have started sometime, or maybe time is a. Because the time and space is the time-space continuum, isn't it? So maybe time. I sort of think maybe it's just an infinite thing of, like,
You think it's like an accordion?
it's like expanding and then contracting and expanding and contracting, and maybe we're just and maybe that contraction is time going in reverse, and then it goes the other, like, the right way again, and then it contracts, it's all reverse. So we're just maybe we're just in an infinite,
Maybe it's
constant
a
loop.
Yeah, but then that wouldn't have a start then, would it? It would just constantly.
That's what I'm saying.
Time is a circle.
But then
is that what
how-
people say? Or have I made that up?
And I
think
guess
that's the thing.
I mean maybe this has all been basically proven by scientists for all
By
I
the
fucking
time
know.
this episode goes out, maybe.
Yeah, new discovery.
I want to say we've not got into like edibles or DMT or anything.
No, no, we've
in the
just
last
had
2
this
weeks. We've had a
Bailey's
Bailey's hot chocolate.
It's only Bailey's and that wasn't LSD or something. As far as we know, anyway. I don't know.
Yeah, I made them. Nah, but then what started the circle then? I guess.
This is it. I know. Who knows?
But I mean,
Well, does that suggest
who
a higher power?
cares?
I try not to think about
Who
it.
cares?
I love this shit. See if in an alternative, I would have loved to have just studied space shit.
Got a 2-1 in space shit.
Yeah,
You've still got
love,
time.
Yeah, I love all those.
Instead of
Brian-
getting a girlfriend, get a fucking
Maybe
get
I
a degree.
Yeah, I should.
Space
Well, a
shit.
lot of those guys don't have a girlfriend.
Yeah.
But I love all that Dr. Brian Cox shit, like all the wonders of the universe and all that. Because I think when you start thinking about that and giving you that perspective, it's just so fascinating what's fucking out there and all that. I love all that stuff, man. I used to always love space when I was a kid.
I find it too much to think about. I've never been a science guy. And
No,
any
I-
talk of matter and particles, I just cannot envisage it. I
Yeah.
just can't.
But-
I'm like that Cheryl Cole crying meme. It's just like, I can't deal with this.
No, I love it, but I didn't study physics or anything. And I don't like all the science shit. I'm just not a science minded guy, but I'm fascinated with space shit.
What do you think about the fourth dimension?
What is that?
Is that when Homer goes through and the thing and he's in the real world?
Kinda. I don't know. Like, you know how you get a 2-dimensional thing,
Time and space.
so that is it,
I believe so.
and then we're 3-dimensional.
What's the other dimension?
So above that is like you can't even comprehend what that looks like,
But that is there.
because apparently.
Uh-huh.
So that might be the higher power or whatever. So like a 2-dimensional thing, you can actually picture it, can't you? But a 2-dimensional being couldn't picture what we look like because they've never seen it before. So we can't picture what the thing above us would look like.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Watch the TikTok about it.
Did you really?
Yeah. Pretty interesting.
That is mad.
Well, I still don't get Toy Story 2. So
Yeah.
I'm working on that currently.
You need to be able to see Toy Story 3 to get Toy Story 2. It's like the dimensions thing. Aye. I'm like, I've spoken about this before, but I believe in a sort of universal consciousness or something like that. I don't know. Maybe it's just I've never really been able to shake the old Catholic shite I get taught, and so you
There
put
must
it
be
in,
something.
you call it something else, but I don't know. I think that there's a way the universe works or whatever that
You know, I think it's
We're all just matter, man.
a
you know?
divine chaos.
possibly. I mean, it could be, but I also like to sometimes try and believe whatever helps you, and I feel like sometimes if you feel like
Yeah.
that you can have things work in your favour at the right time and all that, it's a helpful.
The universe
belief.
provides, as Raymond says.
The universe
It's
provides.
the third or fourth reference to Raymond in this episode.
It's a smart
I
guy.
think he's the higher
He's a
power,
smart guy.
actually.
Imagine he
He's
was
my
God.
And why did you do all this stuff? I was pissed.
I love hearing you guys' thoughts on space, but I don't.
Would you go into space? Would you go to the moon?
I think if it became sort of viable, I would like to give it a go. Maybe when I'm older, because
You're thinking of Arctic Monkeys Moon, aren't you?
I want to go to Tranquility
spa up
Base
there.
Hotel and Casino. Yeah, absolutely. Well, I was saying the other week about I would like to go glamping in the past, like but I think no, I would like to. I wouldn't do it the new, like say that, like if you can go in a rocket and all that. No, I think it's too much risk.
It's like the early hair transplants. You got to let them get the technology right before you're up there. I'm not a fucking guinea pig.
No, that's it. I know. If I'm not flying to Turkey for one of them, I'm not going to space.
Virgins fucking
Yeah.
shuttle.
Fucking, SpaceX or whatever.
Yeah.
Mad
Can't
Elon.
get fucking Twitter to run properly.
I know.
Yeah.
These fucking motors are going on fire all the
Yeah.
time and all that. So
Community note: this space shuttle is a scam.
no, I
Don't know if I fancy it myself.
no, would you not?
I'd go if it was at the end of my life. If I was like 95, fuck it.
This is my thing
Yeah.
though, right? Because they always go like, oh, you get when you go up there and you look at the blue planet and you get
You get
a real sense of
constipated.
perspective, but then you're like, what?
You get constipated.
Do you?
Aye.
How do you know that? Is your
It's like
TikTok about
Why are
that?
you
huh?
saying that like
Seen
that's
it
a-
on TikTok.
You need to get off that internet, man.
No, but it's not like just
One
wee,
shocking truth about going into space.
it's not just like wee guys. It's like clips from old TV shows that on TikTok. Do you know what
aye.
I mean? It's like an actual site. It's not like I'm a TikToker
Right.
telling you about
Like a mad astronaut on the Dick Cavett show or something. He's got
Smoking a
old-
fag,
aye.
talking about
Yeah.
Terry Wogan. Sir, what's it like in space? It's fucking
Rodney
constipated.
Dangerfield's just sitting next to him, silent.
Hey, I don't get no respect.
I don't care if I'm in space. I get no respect.
My wife said, I need some space. I said, okay. She said, no, I want you to go to space.
Would you go?
Hopefully Andy Serkis does some sort of Rodney Dangerfield hologram soon.
Yeah, I heard they
Um,
faked the Moon landings. Kubrick shot it, and it was Andy Serkis balled up with ping pong balls.
Have you seen that the Shining conspiracy theory about? So there was a rumor that Kubrick shot the moon landings,
Mm-hmm.
and then he felt bad about it. So I think it's something to do
So he
with
made The Shining
the,
to
no, but something to do with see
It's a good
the
film.
pattern of
Make
the pattern of the carpet in The Shining, or it's something like somebody's name or something. But there's references, and people think it's meant to be like he's acknowledging or apologising for having done that. But I obviously think it's a lot of shite. But that's
Yeah.
what there's conspiracy theories out there about
because he would have done a better job if he shot it. It's not a great film.
He's a talented boy.
The
that.
moon
Yeah,
landing.
but you can't
Not my
be
favourite
doing
film.
it.
It's not that good.
No, you can't be fucking having it like 2001: A Space Odyssey. Can you? If it's
That's what I
fucking-
would have done.
I mean, the fucking telly was still in black and white then again. Fucking.
Yeah. But like, yeah, nah, I don't know. I don't know if it's maybe it was. I mean, I guess it's like, what was it? Because it's the space race, is that right? They wanted
Aye.
to do it before the Russians.
The
The
Russians.
Russians, yeah.
So there
But they
is a
have
reason
done it
to
since,
do
so like, it's not as if
it.
they
They
haven't.
faked it since.
No, they've been up, so it's
Yeah.
not as if it's the only time they went or something.
But how often have they been up there?
I don't know,
It's
but
not that often, is it?
often. I don't know why they don't
Not
go
been up
back.
for a while, have I?
I think Obama
Yeah.
or something was going to be sending more people back. He wasn't just
Drone
going to
strike
go.
them in.
He's just drone strike
Fuck
them in.
this.
And but I'm sure they were going to be there. But because I think I would watch. See if that was like live streaming on YouTube, I'd fucking be watching cunts kicking about in the moon.
Yeah, they should. They should do it.
But because they always just send all these wee robot things up now, don't they? Because it's safer, I
Yeah,
guess.
Wally. Not
Yeah.
interested
Get
in
cunts
that.
back in the moon, man.
Yeah.
That's when this country was great. When we were watching in our country.
Do you remember there was a show when I was
I like
a
how they
kid?
put an American flag in it, like it's like a fucking Nando's order. You go back and stick a lemon in the
Extra
and the halloumi.
There was a show, I think it was on Channel 4 when I was growing up, and it was like, in the real pomp of the early stages of reality TV,
Aye.
and they convinced people that they were going on a space expedition. But they were actually just in like
Oh, aye.
Ipswich or something at like some
Yeah.
camp that they'd painted.
That's crazy, man.
And there was I'd totally forgotten about it, and then I read a Guardian, like a long read about it recently. It was
Oh, aye.
really interesting, actually.
It's before they
Kind of
realised
mad, isn't it?
the psychological trauma they could inflict on these cunts by lying to them all the time. in these
Yeah,
shows.
but they were talking like a couple of them kind of figured out, like, but I was like, let's just play along. But I kind of, and it was a bit of a damp squib because they're like, oh, this is going to be a huge talked about thing, and then it wasn't really. It
I know, I
was
know you
kinda-
heard it, I don't
Yeah,
I
I do
don't-
remember watching it when I was little.
vaguely remember that. Yeah.
know.
Yeah, it's interesting.
and they like kind of just took off the walls, and they were just sat in a
They're in like a
centre.
caravan basically. They've been shuggling about like one of those simulators you used to get in shopping centres.
I fucking love those simulators, by the way.
Yeah.
I got
It's-
locked in one of those once.
Did you?
That was a formative experience for me.
What happened?
I just the doors wouldn't open after it finished, and I was freaking out. And then my mum had to get the guy to come and open them for. It was probably like
shame.
5 minutes. But I
Alright.
was freaking
Yeah.
out.
It'd have been good if it came on again. At least you get another
I know, we
go
figured
of
out.
it or something.
Yeah.
No, that was quite good because you got anything about, but you're also safe in the knowledge that
Yeah, it's for wee shite bags like me and you. It's
Yeah,
like,
basically.
we're like on a roller coaster, but you're not. You're in a fucking shopping centre with your ma.
aye, that's it. It wasn't like Florida with the scary horror fucking thing, horror house of horror.
Ghost train.
So did you say you'd go?
I think I would go if it became sort
You'd
of
be fucking editing podcasts up there.
Yeah, go and get a
Crowd
second
work
fucking
clips.
try to upload the next episode. Can I get a good Wi-Fi signal? Although they seem to do get a good Wi-Fi signal. That man, British guy, he was fucking. Remember during COVID, and he was doing all these Zoom calls for fucking space and
Is
all
that Tim Peake? Is that
Tim
that guy?
Peake guy.
Yeah.
No, I think I would go if it became if it was something you could do like that Bezos hanging on it. I think I would.
We could
go.
do a wee podcast episode on the moon.
The first podcast in space has probably already been one actually. Come to think about it, Tim Peake probably does one every week or something. But
They're never quiet about it when they go up there. They've got the
No.
mics.
Yeah.
I know I would. No, I think that'd be quite good today, wouldn't it? Just
Yeah.
live from some laugh live from the moon.
I'd do it. I would do it.
Are we bringing an audience up with us as well, or is
No, a great atmosphere here, right? Isn't it?
Hey-o.
That's good. That's
Good stuff.
That's a good question. This one. What do people misunderstand about you?
Well,
We're going to throw to you first.
Or maybe we could answer it for each other, perhaps. What,
yeah.
I don't
really?
know. But let's try ourselves first, and then we can delve into that.
I like the way you're
Knife
looking
fight.
at me, Steve.
Try to work you out. What do people misunderstand about me?
Mhm.
Don't know. I mean, I guess you would probably need to tell me.
Well, it
I
depends. It depends. I obviously know
I don't know
more
what
about you
other
than most,
people.
but I don't know what other people know about you.
What do you feel misunderstood about? I suppose is a better question.
I don't feel that misunderstood.
No.
I'm a pretty open
You're
book.
pretty straight down the
Why
line. But
you're-
you're not though, because we're always saying you're
No,
not.
no,
but I mean-
you're the most closed book.
Yeah.
I'm not that. I tell all the stories on this.
I know,
fucking thing.
aye. But it's because
Very
me.
open.
But that's because
this
there's
podcast
a mic
is.
in front of you. We've
Yeah.
known you for fucking years.
I'm saving
I've
up
learned
all my
more
good
about
stuff
you-
to monetize it.
Yeah, I've learned more about you doing this podcast than I knew in the 10 years of knowing you before.
Like, when would I, if we were just out a wee walk or a Nando's, I'm not going to tell you I pissed the bed, am I?
I'd like you to.
I think you should be able to own up. Maybe we've not been checking on our boy enough.
Yeah.
Maybe
How
that's
are you
it.
really? When was the last time you pitched the bed?
Ages. What, have you got an answer?
I don't know, but sometimes you hear things about your slights and you're like, oh, that's surprising. Or like,
Aye.
someone said they found me intimidating.
Yeah, I can
Which I
see
think
that
is
though.
really
I
funny.
I know why people would think that because you're you do have an air of aloofness about you, Stuart,
Yeah.
which often can come off. It can, I could imagine somebody didn't know you feeling a bit that, but I know that it's maybe you've got your own anxieties and you,
Yeah, I'm not
a
aloof at all.
but a bit shy.
Yeah, I'm
So
just
it's- at
not
times-
the loudest person.
Uh-huh.
But so that would be one, yeah, for sure.
Aye, I
I
could
think
see that.
I would like to think I'm friendlier
Yeah,
and warmer than you might imagine.
Hmm.
I'm just not running around shouting about it.
this is
No.
true.
Because like someone recently, like someone we've worked with quite a lot, I can't remember who told me, but they're like, "Oh, he thinks you don't like him." I'm like, "What?"
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, I was like, I've got absolutely no problem at all.
Yeah,
I like him a lot.
This person.
I've got no beef with this guy.
I often feel though that like people
They're
read.
projecting their own insecurities onto it.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
are, and also what people don't understand as well is that the way somebody's acting is often more about how they feel about themselves. Because often, if I'm like in a situation where I'm not feeling that comfortable, mainly with myself, sometimes you're not as chatty or you're not as thingy, and then it comes off as like you might not like the other person or whatever, but maybe you're just having a bad day, and they're taking it dead personally. I actually think that this is very true. Whenever you phone a call centre, and I know because I've worked in one for years, whenever you phone a call centre and the person sounds raging, you feel like they're raging at you. But actually,
You're
don't
not
realise.
thinking about the 60 calls they've just had.
No, they're not thinking about 60 calls, and they're just raging that they hate the job and the shitey boss they've got and all the rest of it. But I suppose it's probably a good, like, a learning experience of, like, actually how you do interact with people, because they is a sign of what you think of them. So even if you, it's kind of like, don't be as selfish, even if you're not feeling good about yourself, do make an effort to make other people feel better, because they will ultimately think that you've got a problem with them, I suppose, if you if you act like that. But ultimately, it's just like, it's never really as in the day with the other person, I guess, unless you just don't like them, in which case.
I mean, there are people that I don't go on with. Sure. I don't love everyone.
Yeah.
What about you, Mark? How do you feel?
I don't know.
Misunderstood?
Like you say, it's hard to really know what people think of you. I'm sure. I don't really know what the fuck. And it's weird when you do hear wee snippets or people, if somebody will say a thing to you about, and you go, I didn't really see myself that way. But I don't know. Like I guess, like you say as well, Steve. It's like I feel like we're so open on this and we talk about everything. Like I kind of feel like I'm pretty. What you see is what you get for the most part, I would like to think. But
I would say, yeah. I don't know.
I
I can't think of any glaring ones with you where no one speaks to me as if they've
I'm a
really got
dick.
you wrong. Yeah. Like,
But I did.
they wouldn't tell me, though, would they? 'Cause they're
CMB
all
used to
mates,
say that to me, that I was quite rude to newer people, but I didn't think that was true. I just think.
Well, I think you've maybe not got as much as an aloofness like Stu, but
No.
maybe more of a straight face when it comes to
Do you know what?
people you're not as enthusiastic to talk
Yeah.
to.
You've not got a great poker face.
You don't have a good poker
I
face,
don't think.
perhaps.
I just think that sometimes if people break certain social norms, I don't have any.
Patience.
Yeah, you'll go like that.
I
Not
don't have-
angry, but like
no, but
I'll
I don't
see
have.
the shift.
I
in
will
you.
not like do anything that I don't want to do. Like, so I'll know, like,
I'll
can I
do
meet
that
them
all the time.
halfway?
Steve, yeah,
Whereas Steve
dance
will,
to your tune.
which is why you always get caught talking to people
Yeah.
that in conversations that we know you don't want to be in.
Aye.
Because
Yeah.
I'll just like,
Me, Mark, on the
I
other
don't
end
even need to,
laughing.
there's no reason I need to still stand here and just walk away.
Well, maybe that's something that that I'm misunderstood about. People think I'm actually interested in them.
You're too approachable, and people think I'm less approachable than I am.
That's what it is, eh?
It's perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect crime.
Not to say that sounded like I was a dick there, because I do enjoy speaking to people for the most part. But
Stuart acts the way before someone talks to him that I actually act when they do talk to me. But I don't know. It's hard to say, innit?
It's an interesting
Why
question.
not write in the comments?
No,
don't,
please
don't.
do not do that. Christ. Yeah, I guess you never know how to
Yeah.
try and be self-aware. don't you?
I think something that I've kind of came to. I think you do become a bit more self-aware, and go back to the thing about like giving advice for your 18-year-old self. It's obviously when you're younger and stuff, you don't have as much self-awareness, and I suppose like you kind of need to learn how people see you a wee bit, and like even on stage and all that. Sometimes it's things like, for me, I go like, oh, you write a joke and you think, oh, like, oh, that'll be dead funny to say and all that, but then if I say it, it'll just come across mean or something like that, or whatever. And
you
kinda-
learn that, don't you?
you learn these wee things,
Yeah.
and you go, oh no, like people will just be like, what's this guy's problem? If it's too harsh or it doesn't seem like it's come from a good place, and you can go, all right, well, this is how, and you might feel insecure or this or that or the other, but if people don't see you that way, it's not going to fly.
Yeah, it's how.
yeah,
And stuff like that, it's quite good to learn as you go on, and then you can just, you sort of, I guess you figure out, who you are and get more comfortable in your own skin, and
yeah.
also how people see you as well, I suppose. But hey,
Yeah.
we're never all fucking there, you know what I mean?
But then
No.
it's weird as well having a job where you have to consider your persona.
Aye.
Like, no one in life really stops and thinks about like, well, how would I react in this situation?
I know.
Because you're a flattened version of.
Yeah, that's
Too
it.
deep
And
version.
and in a way that will make people laugh.
Yeah.
Which is the other thing.
Yeah.
Because it's weird to think of like you have a thought, that's a funny idea, but I couldn't do that.
Aye.
Even though I had that thought,
Yeah.
I need to give that to Roscoe.
Yeah, that's it. I know you just, because I remember when I used to work in the supermarket when I was younger, and I would always like, because I used to always watch like Scrubs and all these like sitcoms, and sometimes I would sort of like say a mad joke as if we were in a sitcom, or like say something that would be funny to imagine being the guy that would say this, but I'd be playing all different characters, so one time you'd be the harsh cunt, and then you'd be the like, the bumbling guy or whatever, and then, but you basically need to realise you need to stick to a character.
to one
and-
character,
Yeah.
or else it's just confusing.
Aye, because it'd be like watching a sitcom and you know, they've gave Dr. Cox lines for Turk or something like that, and you're like,
Yeah.
it doesn't make
Yeah.
any sense.
Yeah.
So I guess
But that's how good character is written as well. Like you couldn't imagine someone else saying this, or if you swap them around, it wouldn't make sense.
100%. And actually,
Yeah.
that's what you say about stand up and on it. It's like you want to get to the point where nobody else could even dare act because it's
Yeah.
so you that, you know,
Yeah.
it wouldn't. It just
Your own
wouldn't make
voice.
sense.
I used to worry about that as well. Like everyone's like, you need your own voice doing stand up, and it's like, how do I get my own voice? But just, I guess it just comes, doesn't it?
You wait and your balls drop.
And on that bombshell,
I think that covers it for this week. Hopefully, you know. New
See, I
Year's-
wouldn't close on that personally. That's
we have done it. over
hopefully
an hour.
before the wedding.
It's the night of the wedding that happens, isn't it?
With your balls drop.
You become a man. No?
What?
You become a man.
I mean,
I've no idea what you're trying to get at
I
here.
don't know what you're doing talking about again.
We'll cut that bit. No?
Aye. Well, anyway,
Thank you for joining us.
thanks for joining us.
Another
for
wide-ranging conversation.
another wide-ranging
That's it, yeah.
conversation. Another year.
Yeah, you're visibly watching us age now on YouTube. I know we said this earlier and around about.
I've occasionally went back and it's weird sometimes to see the differences and stuff. You go,
because we've been doing the what's the scripts, or at least we've been putting them out now.
Aye.
It's weird because we recorded them so differently, and there's like one where it's like that was May and now it's December. You're like, fucking hell, I've aged in 6 months. It's terrible.
I know, but hey, listen, grow old with us, guys. That's what we want you to do.
Yes.
Before we go, obviously as ever, please do remember to like and subscribe on YouTube. Give us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and you can follow us at Some Laugh Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. Remember to sign up to the Patreon for as little as £3 a month if you haven't already. And tickets are still available for Some Laugh Live at the Glasgow Comedy Festival.
Big announcement, Steve.
Yes,
Huge.
yes, and check out all
Tickets
three of
still
our
available.
specials on the YouTube channel.
Yes, and we've all got individual shows at the festival. As
Yeah,
well,
we're
right?
doing some. I'm doing some work in progress. Not many tickets left for the last one of mine.
I've got 2 whips. Bless you. You don't bless a cough, do you?
Sorry.
Was that sneeze? Bless you. I've got 2 whips if I'm in and
Yeah.
the last show at the stand. I don't know how it's selling. I've not checked.
Aye. Also, I'm recording my Fringe show in Edinburgh on the 13th of February, so the day before.
Nice.
Valentine's
Day
Monkey
before
Barrel.
Valentine's Day at Monkey Barrel. So 7 o'clock and a 9 o'clock show. So if you want to come along to that, if you've not seen the show or you enjoyed it and would like to be there for the recording, 13th of February, tickets will be in the description as well.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you
Yes.
can't get any dates for Valentine's Day, go along to your show.
That's it.
Bring a
Yes.
different date to the 7 and the 9. Fuck.
Yes, that's it.
Yeah.
Hey, you know, if you really want to do it in the spirit of the man you're going to see,
Or go single and maybe get Mark.
Aye.
Who knows?
aye, you're all welcome. You know,
Yeah.
whoever you are, male, female, I don't care. Just buy a ticket. But no, thanks very much for listening, guys, and we will speak to you very
Thank
soon.
you.
Thank you, guys.